All right, Studio Janai, Warrior Janai here, aka Matt Holzman. Last video we did our scissors, and so we're going to do some quick nub cleanup. We're going to show you how to do that. This is where your X-Acto knife comes in handy. It was brought up in the first video there in the series, and we're just going to very gently, and a lot of people say don't cut toward yourself, don't cut toward yourself. Well, if you're really good and you're careful, you don't have to worry about it. So what you'll notice I did there right away is I cut toward myself very gently. Okay, and I'm using my thumb as a stopper, and I'm just taking a little bit of time until I've got it just about flush. You don't want to go too far because you'll actually dig into the plastic and you'll cut it. So once you got it just about flush, then you can use the reverse motion of the blade and do like a scraping, like a backward scraping, and you're basically just filing that nub away. And you'll see that's a nice clean part, no nub left. We'll compare that to the other side where it would connect, and you can see those ugly nubbins on the other side. And you can clean this up further. You can get some sandpaper, you can get a sanding sponge, you can get a glass file, which are becoming more popular now. It's funny that they come with like a $40, $50, $60 price tag when you can go to your local Walmart, Kmart, whatever local place that sells beauty supply products and go down. Revlon, Maybelline, they all make them. Whoever works on nail files, you'll find a glass nail file down there, and they're not expensive. They're $4 or $5. I have them somewhere around here. I wasn't prepared for the to show up in this video, but when we get to filing, we'll talk about that then. So we just cut up those or clean up those really nasty nubs from the scissor cutting video, and we can get this leg put together. The idea is to hopefully build this heavy arms throughout the majority of the series of videos for intro gunpla builds. I don't know how well it's going to work out. I'm not really have any plans for this heavy arms. This is in my opinion, this is one of the best entry grade kits to work on. I mean, this is what was available to us back in the 90s. In 2000s, we had limited access to good kits. We had basically the HG 1144th and the MG 1100. Actually, I think there wasn't even really an MG 1100 so much at the time. They were just kind of hitting the scene. So we all kind of started with these, and they were, you know what, they were decent. They had about the articulation of most toy lines at the time. You could get you know, a fairly decent action figure essentially for the price, and the posability was okay. And I think when the G Gundam series came out, the posability got better, and we started seeing better quality product with inner frameworks and whatnot. Now, as you can see, we've got that in there. It actually closes together. You don't have a gap in there anymore. Again, you can take your nice new scalpel blade and you can just kind of go into that line, get rid of any last little things where they don't quite match up. Again, using that reverse scraping technique, get in there into that seam line. And we'll show you how to get rid of seam lines later on too, but for your basic first entry gunpla build, your first ever kit, get that nice and flush. One little spot right here that's just not quite. There you go. Nice and flush. Only the seam line left. So seam line removal will be another day, but so that's scissors with cleanup. Again, you're not gonna build a kit with scissors and not need to clean up. It's not possible. Maybe a nice pair of surgical forceps or surgical scissors, you might be able to get away with it, but I got a feeling those blades are too flimsy and dull and they'll just break as soon as you try to cut plastic with them. So, scissors. Next video, we're gonna jump into wire cutters. All right, that'll be fun.